Hi, and welcome to the final lesson on how to produce a deep house record. What we're going to do in this one is the mastering. Now, in the previous lesson, when I got you to convert the full track to a one single WAV file, we've now got that in place. And if you remember, we had a little bit on the beginning. You must make sure that you tail off the bit we had on at the beginning, which was the beats on that side. I've already cut mine, you see. And then at the very end, we had a little crash bit there. So you need to tail those off and get rid of those. And just leave a little bit of blank space at the end there so that when the track does get mastered down, it sounds okay. And there's no extra bit on the end. Right, okay, so we've got this in here. Double click on it and make sure you take the warp off. And then change your settings to 124, which is the original tempo. Right, now once we've done that, go to your master channel down here and open up the effects box. And we need to get an audio effect rack, a plain one like that. So drop that into the bottom. Then we need to get a multiband dynamics and put that into the chain. Followed by a compressor. And then followed by a limiter. As I say, this is basically just to bring the levels up on the track so that you can play it with your DJ sets and mess about with it at home and stuff. So, as I say, I'm not a mastering engineer. This is just very, very basic stuff. Right, okay. So all we're going to do is we're going to change the input on the high frequency here. And I'm just going to put that up to 2 decibels. So let's just loop the track. Let's loop it in a main part of the track where all the stuff's happening. And it's quite busy. And then just press play. And then we're going to raise the input to 2 decibels. Now the thing is, what you're going to get is totally different to what I'm going to get. I'm just going to show you how to raise the levels on your final master. Now you might need to raise it by 3 decibels or 1 decibel on the high frequency. It really is very different to what I'm going to get. So all I'm going to show you is just to tweak these little settings and just experiment with them and play about with them and see what you come up with. But all you need to do is basically raise the levels slightly. So the high input would be the treble. So just bring that up slightly to 2 decibels. And then the mid, I'm just going to raise it to 60 decibels. And I'm going to leave the bottom because the bass is quite heavy anyway. And then on the compressor, all I'm going to do on the compressor is I'm just going to drop the threshold down slightly to about minus 317, which is about there. And then your limiter, I'm just going to raise that to 0.70. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to put the look ahead at 6 milliseconds. And then all it is a case of just going across from the top, the bottom, and the above, and just tweaking each one of these slightly until you feel happy with the frequencies. So if you want a little bit more treble, put a little bit more treble on. So maybe add a bit more middle, a little bit of bass. Now, if you hear the difference, if you can hear the difference in that now. And also make sure that with the limiter on, you're not going to clip here over in your master. Always keep it under 0 or just under. And as I say, just experiment with it. So basically the chain is you put an audio effects rack in, followed by a multiband dynamics, compressor and a limiter. And you can even stick another EQ on the end sometimes. Sometimes that can help if you want to raise the whole body of it. So if you put an EQ on the end there, and you'll see the frequencies in the spectrum analyzer in a second. Raise the treble. Keep your eye on the master volume. And, you know, as I say, I don't need to do that, but you might feel that you need to add a little bit more EQ. But in terms of the chain, it's just an audio effects rack, multiband dynamics, compressor, and a limiter so that it doesn't clip. And just experiment with the frequencies, and as you can tell the difference already in the track. It just really brings everything out now, doesn't it? Take it off. It's really dull, quite flat sounding. Put everything back on and it has a lot more colour. And that really is about it. So that's really as far as I'm going to take it. It's very short, very sweet, but it's basically just the very simple fundamental outlines of a basic mastering session. So before you want to take your track to another level, just basically master it yourself. Or if you're happy with the mix down, then it's always a good thing, if you're not too confident with the mastering side of things, which I'm not personally, always send them off to, you can either do it via online with a professional mastering engineer, or you can do it with a new system called Landar, which is Landr, and they offer a mastering algorithm system where you upload your track and you can get a free MP3 back of it, or you can pay $4.99 or something like that for a full wave. So it's worth checking out that as well as a real mastering engineer for future reference. But other than that, this is the basics of a simple mastering session. So once you've done that, all you need to do then is just rebounce it, export audio, and send it back over, and then you've got your wave, and then you can convert it to MP3 or whatever you want to choose to do with it. So always make sure that your mastering is underneath. Make sure it does not go into the red, and that looks okay to me. And then what we'll do is we'll export that again. I'll change that over to call it master final, and then I'll export it. Right, now then I've bounced it and we've copied it back over, and as you can see, I've put the wave in and it's looking a lot different, isn't it, to the one we did. So that's how it started when we've done the mix down, and then this is the final version. And you can see it's brought out all the frequencies and all the sounds are all in there, and it's raised the levels quite a lot. So that's about it really. So basically, going back over the whole course, I hope that you've taken something from this, whether that's beat production, creating the bass lines, arrangement, structure, mastering, mixing down, and various other little techniques that you can take away and add to your own productions now. And good luck with everything, and any problems, just email me and I'll respond within 24 hours. Thank you very much for watching, and keep your eyes out for more courses over the next few months. Thank you and goodbye.